Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, if you can't tell by the title, we're going to be playing with the Lunar Beauty Life's a Drag Facelift palette. Yes, I purchased this about a week ago or so ago because it was on sale and I got an extra 10% off it. So I thought I'd get it and kind of like test it for you. I have wanted this for a while, like as soon as he announced it back in June, I was like, I kind of wanted it. But it didn't come onto the Beauty Bay website until like July, and then other things kind of came out that I wanted more, and I felt like his palettes are expensive, but I understand. This was like £49 on the Beauty Bay website, which is absolutely fine. Like it's a big, it's a hefty kind of price tag. However, his shadows are actually amazing. So yeah, and I know that there might be a little bit added on because of like import charges, that kind of thing. So yeah, I completely understand that. So I thought I'd get it when it was on like sale. So it was on sale on Beauty Bay and it went down to, I ended up paying £37 for it, I think, instead of the 49. So I thought that was a good price to get it at. I mean, I already have his first Life the Drag palette, but I did want this one as well. So I thought we'll get it, we'll test it out. So yeah, got this to play with today and I'm super excited. So if you didn't know, when Lunar Beauty first launched, when Manny first launched his brand, he came out with his first palette, Life's a Drag, which looks like this was his first ever palette, which looks like this. Back in, when did he launch it? Was it about 2016, 2017? I can't actually remember, but like he launched this and he wanted to have it as like half neutrals, half colour, and then two shimmer shades that can be used with either side in the middle. And it's so pretty. Even looking at it to this day, it is gorgeous. There's a lot of really pretty tones in here. But he decided to bring it back out again. So of course I'm going to get this out of the packaging and we're going to have a little look-see. So this is what the new packaging looks like. As you can tell, it's quite different. This is quite a big palette. Like if you look at it, it's quite thick. Like it's very thick. It's very sturdy, I do have to say. And it does feel very luxurious as well, just in like the weight of it. And I also do like the packaging as well, like how it's got his eyes on it. But this time it is a bit more sleeker, it's a bit smaller in terms of like width. But this time it's got his face on it. This time it has got his face on either side. So he still wanted to keep it as in like drag, hence why he's got like the tape there. But as you can see, he's got like this side which is more neutral, and again this side which is more colour. So yeah, I think when he did his launch video, he said that he didn't really want to have his face on it. Like he wasn't too keen on like palettes that have your face on it. However, because he had his eyes on this one, he wanted to keep it to like a similar theme, which I can actually like appreciate. But yeah, so when you open it up, it looks very similar to the original palette, in terms of like the colour story, that kind of thing. So he's kept the shades exactly the same. Well, other than making a few tweaks to some of the formula, I think he said that he made tweaks to Kiki, which is this one here. And I think he said that he made, I don't know if he said Kai was one of them. I'm not too sure. Or it could have been Fishy. But I know they said they made a few formula changes to make them a little bit better. Because I know that he said that in with his first one, he had a couple of like, not complaints, but a couple of like suggestions on to make the shadows a bit more pigmented, that kind of thing. So yeah, really pretty, really like the inside of this palette. Again, it has like half neutrals and then half like colours. So yeah, he has kept all the shades the same in terms of shades from the original. He's kept that in this palette, but then he's also added 7 new shades. So this is actually his biggest palette. This contains 21 shadows. So yeah, but they are a lot sort of smaller in terms of pan sizes, because as you can see from this one, like the pans are huge, and then you look at it in this one, the pans are quite small compared. But yes, I think he did say that he'd changed the formula of Cake Face as well, which is this white shade here. But yeah, obviously I love this palette. I actually love it. I think it's so pretty. I'm still gonna keep this. I think he said that the new one is a permanent palette in his line, so that's amazing. I don't think this one was, I think it was like, might have been limited edition. I don't think you can get this anymore, but yeah, now he's brought the new one out. You don't need to, because you don't need this one, because all the shades are in here, the new one. The new shades are All Tea, which is this peachy shade here, Diva, which is this like really pretty like pale pink. What else is there? Sickening is on the old one, Hunty's in the old one, Meaty is a new one, really pretty brown shade it looks like. Now I think it's them three so far. Full Fantasy is a new one as well. He said that this is very similar to a shade that's in his Strawberry Dream palette, just a slight bit different. Correct is a new one, because there's an orange, it wasn't an orange in the first one. Clocked, this blue is a new one here, it's like a deep like royal blue. Come On Sis is a new one as well. So there's like 3 new neutral brown matte shades, there's 1 new shimmer shade, and there's 3 new colourful matte shades. So yes, I'm going to swatch a few of the shades that really stand out to me. So yeah, we're just going to see. Okay, so here's a few of the shades swatched. Honestly, they seem to swatch fine. This shade here, this shimmer shade here, he said that this is like a topper shade. So he said that it's like, it doesn't have a base to it, so like when you completely turn your hand you can barely see it, so it's more of like a topper shade. So if you wanted to make any of like the matte shades like have a bit of shimmer on top, or like, yeah, that kind of thing, then you can easily add this on top of another shade to make it sparkle. And I thought that idea was amazing. I don't think I've ever seen a shade like this before, so yeah. Also, he said that this shade here is like a mix between a purple and a blue. It didn't swatch great. I had to build this up a couple of times. However, you guys know that I don't base my opinions off swatches. I see how they perform on the eye. But yeah, and the 2 shimmers down here as well. I did swatch all of the shimmer shades in here because there's only 3, but yeah, they all look amazing. That orange as well, this orange looks insane. It looks insane. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to prime my lids, zoom you guys in, and we're going to do a look together. I don't know what look to do, but we're going to do a look together, and I'm excited. So yeah, so I'm back. Of course I just primed my lids off camera. I'm going to take the first shade, I'm going to take the shade Pageant Queen, which is this, I just stabbed it, this purple shade here, really pretty. Of course I'm going to dip into the colour, because this is me, guys. This is me. If you've not been here before, then I love colour, and I will dip into colour constantly. So yeah, just letting you guys know if you're new. Honestly, when he said about revamping some of the shades, because he had like complaints about like the formulation on a few of them, when I first used the palette, like I was still getting into makeup, so I didn't really know much better. I just thought, you know what, I paid a lot of money for a palette. I didn't think that there was much wrong with it, to be honest with you. I mean, that could have just been me. I could have just been like, you know, because I was still new to makeup, I just maybe wasn't sure, but because I was using it and because I liked the look, you know. But yeah, I remember purchasing that palette because it came out on, it did originally come out on Beauty Bay, and I was like, oh, and I was so excited for it. because like I said, I was just like getting into makeup properly, and I remember I was living in London, and yeah, as soon as I got it, I loved it. And I actually did swatches, and he actually reposted it on, I don't know if he posted it on his homepage or was it on the Lunar Beauty page, I can't actually remember, but yeah. Moving on, I'm going to take the shade Kai Kai, which is this pink shade here. I think he said they might have had problems with this, I don't know, I can't actually remember. But yeah, going to start to blend out that purple shade with this one. I think this might have a bit of like shimmer in it. I don't actually remember. It looks like it does. Does it? In the pan it looks like it does, but I think it might just be me. I think he has it in fishy, like a bit of a shimmer. But I definitely know that he said that it blends away, like if you put in it through the crease kind of thing. That shade's so pretty. Very pigmented. Then I'm going to go ahead and of course I'm going to take the shade Campy, which is this yellow shade here, because why wouldn't I? You know, like why wouldn't I? Right off the bat, them shades are super pigmented, super easy to work with, literally no problem at all. So I'm going to quickly go ahead, I'm just going to build up these shades. I'm actually going to do this but like speed through it so you guys can see. But yeah, I'm just going to go through each shade again, pack it on, blend it out in exactly the same order, like I'm going from the purple to the pink to the yellow. Yeah, we're just doing that, and then yeah, so I'll do this quickly and then I'm going to go ahead and cut my crease off camera, and then we'll be back to do the lid shade. I'm thinking of putting the full fantasy shade like on my inner corner and then like on my brow bone, and then doing one of the other shades on the crease. So yeah, I will do this and then I'll be right back. Okay, as I am back, I've just obviously cut my crease. These shades look gorgeous together. I know they're just like a normal sunsetty like eye, but I'm in love. I love it. I think it looks gorgeous, super pretty. So yeah, for the lid shade, I don't know what shade to take. Like, do I take B? I mean, that shade is really pretty, isn't it? Do I go with that one or do I go with this one? That would look gorgeous. Can't lie. But that also looks really pretty. I think I'm going to take this shade. This shade is called Legendary. It's a beautiful bronzy shade. I'm going to take that on a brush first. We'll see how well it applies. Have you guys ever tried anything from Lunar Beauty? Please let me know. I have tried quite a few different things actually. I've got one of his highlighters. I have got majority of his palettes. I think I've got all of his palettes actually now, like coming to think about it. He's got a beautiful blush palette which I have. He's got, oh my god, what else has he got? I've got some of his lip glosses, some of his got some of his liquid lipsticks. I don't have too many of them, but yeah, I have a couple of them. I think he's got more glosses in his line than liquid lipsticks. So yeah, but look, this shade is gorgeous. I'm going to put some blues on the lower lash line, I think. Just 'cause I think it would look super pretty, but look at this. That shade is just everything you could ever want. It's so pretty. I like how like the 3 shimmer shades will go with like the neutrals and the colourful shades. Like I like how he's made that a thing. I also think this palette would be great for like travelling, because you have got your neutrals, but then you've got your pops of colour, but then you've got the shimmers that just go with everything. So yeah, I think he was saying how like when he first brought out the palette, like not a lot of palettes had both neutral and colour in. I think he was like one of the first to kind of do that, and yeah, I like that. Oh, I'm obsessed, obsessed. So I'm going to take that full fantasy shade, which is obviously this one. Sorry, I didn't say they should actually use the shade for the lid. Sorry, I totally forgot to pick up the palette and show you guys. So I'm going to take a little bit of full fantasy and pop that on the inner corner. And because it has like the pinks and the purples, pinks and purples and orange like underneath, that's actually stunning. Put a little bit just on the inner bit. I'm going to put a little bit on the brow bone as well. Ooh. And then I'll just go in with my fluffy brush that I used for the yellow and just blend over top of it just a little bit. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm just gonna do my lashes, my base, everything else off camera, and I'll be back. I might come back and do the lower lash line with you guys, and then, but if not, then we'll just be back to talk about the palette and kind of give you guys my final thoughts. So yeah, I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I'm back. I'm gonna do my lower lash line with you guys now, because of course I don't usually do my lower lash line with you guys. I don't know what shade to take first. I'm thinking of taking like a little bit of Clocked. Take a little bit of Clocked first. I'm just tucking that like right up to the lash line. It's a really nice shade. It seems to pack on well as well. Like when I was swatching it, it didn't seem to swatch well. However, packing on with a brush works fine. It's a really nice shade. I'm then going to take the shade Kiki, which is this light blue, almost like a minty shade really. And then I'm going to blend that out, that shade out. So this is the finished look. What do you guys think? Please let me know. Please excuse my hair, it's just such a mess. I don't know what to do with it anymore. So yeah, what do you think about this look? I'm actually obsessed. I know it's just like every other like, you know, look, like every other like sunsetty look. However, I really like it. I think it's super cute, super colourful. Really happy with how the shadows have worked. So yeah, let's talk about the palette. First off, I like the packaging. The packaging is really nice. I think if you don't have the first one, you should get this one, because you know you get like a bit of everything in here, which is really nice compared to like his other palettes. Like I feel like what palette does he have? He has like the Strawberry Dream palette. He then has the, is it the Eclipse? So he has his Strawberry Dream palette, which obviously is very bright and colourful. You're not really going to get, oh my gosh, you're not really going to get too much of a neutral look out of this. The Eternal Eclipse, you're going to get more of a neutral look, where it's quite smoky as well. I'm not too sure whether his Greek Goddess palette is like a permanent palette in his line, but that is very neutral as well. So it's good that he's got this palette because it is like half neutral, half colour, and I feel like these are the most colourful shadows that he has in his collection. There's a couple in the Strawberry Dream palette, but I think like these ones are like, this is like a full rainbow like matte mini palette. It's like with these shadows, what am I trying to say? With these shadows, like there's more, they're more like colourful and there's more of like a rainbow effect kind of going on with them. So yeah, but yeah, I really like how the palette's laid out. You've got half your neutrals, but you also get a black and a white as well, which is really handy. You get a couple of like actual neutral shades, like actual neutral brown shades, so they're not too like cool toned, not too warm toned. You do have this shade here that's like a nice cool tone brown, but yeah, you also get your 3 shimmers. This shade here, Full Fantasy, is actually gorgeous. Like I actually like it for like an inner corner brow bone pop. It's so pretty. And of course he has his 2 original shades, Beat and Fantasy, Beat and Legendary, and they're gorgeous as well. And of course you get all these really pretty colourful mattes. Obviously I used the colourful mattes today and I can confirm they're extremely pigmented, extremely easy to work with. Didn't have a problem at all with the mattes, not a problem at all. They all blended together beautifully. They look like the purple is super pigmented. They all look gorgeous on the lid. They blended super easily. Yeah, haven't got a bad word. And then of course the shimmer shades, obviously used Legendary, which is actually stunning on the lid. It's so gorgeous, you can see, it's super pretty. And then of course Full Fantasy as well, really nice. Really, it's actually gorgeous. I like how he's come out with that because I haven't seen a palette or a shadow actually that is like a topper shade like that, so I think it's quite unique. And yeah, I am super impressed with this palette. So let me know guys, what do you think about the palette? Do you feel like you need it? Do you already have the first one so you feel like you don't? I definitely didn't need this one, however I wanted it and I wanted it for a while, and I'm kind of like, I'm almost like a bit of a collector for Lunar Beauty now. I used to be a collector of Jeffree Star, but now I've kind of like moved on to Lunar Beauty and I have like, I think I have like all his palettes that he's launched. So yeah, I'm a sucker for them, and I think that his palettes are really good. His formula is really good. So yes, I really hope you enjoyed today's video guys. If you do want me to do another look using this palette, maybe you want me to use the more neutral tones in the palette, please just let me know. If you want me to do like just another look with it, I can totally do that for you guys. But yeah, super impressed with this palette. It's a bit more on the expensive side, however you do get 21 shades, which is obviously his biggest palette. Although the shadows are smaller than what they are in his other palettes, I still think the formula and everything is there, and you're still like, even though they're a bit smaller, you'll still be able to use them quite a bit without running out of them quite quickly. So yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling now. So I really hope you enjoyed today's video guys. If you did, please remember to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel as it would really help me out. Everything else that I'm wearing on my face I'll of course link in the description box down below as always, and yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!